end of World War II marked a happy time for most people. The Jewish were freed from concentration camps, the soldiers were home, and although many countries were put into depression, this thought was easily put in the back of people's minds in the midst of their excitement. For the Nazi Germans, however, this time was terrifying. The Nazis were a group of radical Germans led by Adolf Hitler that took control of Germany from 1933 to 1945. They created a fascist totalitarian state that controlled nearly all aspects of life. They killed many innocent people in order to create an Aryan race and were one of the main instigators of the Second World War. After their defeat in the war, many went into hiding with the fear that they would be killed for their actions. Many people all over the world wanted revenge for the terrible things this so-called master race did. So the Allied powers, Great Britain, France, the Soviet Union, and the United States, joined forces once again to hold trials for 22 major Nazi criminals. These became known as the Nuremberg trials. The 13 trials were held in Nuremberg, Germany at the Nuremberg Palace of Justice between 1945 and 1949. The palace was chosen because it was one of the last few structures still standing in Germany after the bombings of World War II, and it was seen as the ceremonial birthplace of the Nazis. It was considered a fitting place for the party's symbolic demise. The judges for the trials were all from the 4 main Allied countries and part of the International Military Tribunal, also known as the IMT. They announced at the London Conference on August 8, 1945, that the leading Nazi officials would be indicted and placed on trial for crimes of conspiracy to commit charges 2, 3, and 4, crimes against peace, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. Although many of them denied responsibility by saying they were just following orders, of the 22 men tried at Nuremberg, 12 were sentenced to death, 3 were sentenced to life imprisonment, 4 received imprisonment ranging from 10 to 20 years, and 3 were acquitted. The leader of the Nazi Party, Adolf Hitler, committed suicide on April 30, 1945, and was not present for the trial. Hermann Wilhelm Göring was commander of the Luftwaffe, president of the Reichstag, Prime Minister of Prussia, and Hitler's designated successor. When Hitler declared that he would be staying in the Berlin bunker to the end, Göring saw this as a resignation and requested he take over at once. This action left him expelled from the party, dismissed from his posts, and arrested. He was captured by the American 7th Army shortly afterwards and found himself on trial in 1946. He was sentenced to execution by hanging, but committed suicide 2 hours before by biting down on a cyanide pill he had hidden in his shaving cream. The men sentenced to execution were hung October 16, 1946, shortly after the trials concluded. These trials marked the beginning of many Nazi trials between 1945 and 1985, where over 5,000 convicted Nazi war criminals were executed and 10,000 were imprisoned. The Nuremberg trials, however, were not only influential in their revenge on the Nazis, but also instituted a new legal concept of international criminal law. This was important because it standardized trial procedures for international trials involving multiple countries with differing legal policies, were highly successful and are still used today.